Okay, let's jump right in. In our super connected world, we throw acronyms around all the time, right? Well, two of the biggest ones, IT and ICT, often get used like they're the exact same thing. But are they? We're about to clear up all that confusion for good. I mean, you know IT. You hear about IT departments, IT support, the whole IT infrastructure. We totally get that. But what happens when you slip that little letter C into the mix? What in the world is ICT? Information and Communications Technology.
So, to get us from confused to confident, here's our roadmap. First up, we're going to define that mysterious C. Then we'll break down what makes up ICT, put IT and ICT head to head, check out some real world examples, and finally, look at where it's all headed. All right, first things first. The entire key to unlocking the difference between these two terms, it's all hidden inside that one extra letter, C, for communications. So, here's the official definition. See, ICT isn't some totally separate thing from IT. The key phrase here is extensional term. You can think of it like IT, but with a much bigger job. It takes all the data crunching power of IT and then adds that absolutely crucial layer of, well, getting that data from one place to another. So really, it all boils down to this simple formula. IT is a piece of the ICT puzzle. If IT is all about creating and managing information on computers and networks, ICT is the whole framework. It's the IT part plus all the ways we actually send that info out into the world. Phone lines, wireless signals, you name it.
Okay, so if ICT is just IT plus communications, what's actually in the box? To really get it, we need to look at the core building blocks. What is this whole digital universe actually made of? You can think of ICT as standing on three main pillars. First, you've got information technology itself. That's your computers, your software, your databases. That's the engine. Then you add telecommunications. This is like the highway system, the phone lines, the cell towers, the satellites that let all that information travel. And finally, you've got media and broadcasting. This covers how we distribute content, like radio, TV, and yeah, all those streaming services we can't live without. And this really gives you a sense of the scale we're talking about. ICT isn't just your laptop. It's this giant umbrella term that covers everything from the security camera on your porch to the car you're driving and even the global networks that keep planes in the air. All of these things don't just process information, they communicate it. All right, time for the main event. Let's put these two side by side to really nail down the difference. The easiest way to think about it, management versus communication. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's just lock in this one simple idea. IT is mostly focused on the systems that manage and process data. ICT, on the other hand, is all about the technologies that let us exchange and communicate that data. So one manages, the other communicates. Simple as that. Now, let's break this down a bit more. Look at the focus. IT is all about computing systems, right? But ICT is broader. It includes communication tech, too. For technology use, IT is your classic hardware and software for storing info. ICT integrates all that with things like broadcasting and telephone networks. This means the applications are different too. IT is for data management. ICT is for digital interaction. And that leads to different industries. Finance and business operations, heavy IT. But telecommunications, media, and education, that's classic ICT territory. Okay, that's all the theory, but what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's pull ICT out of the abstract and see where you bump into it every single day. Seriously, think about it. That online course you're taking, that's ICT. When you're streaming a movie or scrolling through your social media feed, all ICT. Your smartphone connecting to a 5G network is pure ICT. And what about modern healthcare with video calls to your doctor or online banking? They all depend on processing data and communicating it safely across huge distances. That is ICT in action. So we've spent all this time drawing these nice, clean lines between IT and ICT. But now let's talk about how technology is starting to just erase those lines completely. The future, it seems, is all about convergence. Yeah, the lines are getting blurry because all the cool new tech needs both sides of the coin to work. Take the Internet of Things. Your smart thermostat has to process temperature data, that's the IT part, and then communicate with your phone over Wi-Fi, which is the ICT part. Ultra-fast 5G is ICT infrastructure that makes powerful new IT stuff possible. The cloud merges massive data storage with real-time tools like video calls. And AI? It couldn't even exist without the giant ICT framework feeding it data and giving it the power to connect. This quote really puts it all into perspective. It says, with over 3 billion people having access to the internet, ICT has become a keystone of everyday life. I mean, that says it all. ICT isn't just some techie term anymore. It's the actual foundation that our jobs, our friendships, and our daily lives are built on. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to wrap things up. As everything, and I mean everything from our toasters to our cars, gets connected to the internet, are we heading for a future where that line between IT and ICT just vanishes? A future where any information technology is automatically, by its very nature, a communications technology? It's definitely something to think about.